Hello everyone, it's Nathan from Nathan's DIY Garage, and today I'm talking about getting your BMW serviced, on how much to pay and where to take it. Okay, so I'm getting a lot of people calling me, texting me, emailing me, writing in the comments section, having problems with BMW service centers, secondary BMW service centers. I've had 10 or 15 people tell me the BMW service center wants $3,000 or $10,000 for engine work on their car, and they're contacting me. Hopefully, I can help them, especially when the car is only worth $5,000 or $6,000, and the service bill is $7,000 or $10,000. That doesn't make any sense, obviously. So one thing I want to talk about are the head gasket jobs I do. You guys see the videos of me doing that. If you guys live close to me, you can bring it to me to do it. My rate varies, depends on what parts you need for it. However, that being said, my main job is not fixing other people's cars. My main job is selling parts and fixing my own cars to sell, and of course making YouTube videos. But the problem most of you guys have, you live 5-6 states away, thousands of miles away, and a lot of you guys live in a different country. So you always ask me where to take your car, how much to pay. The simple answer to that is, I don't know where you take your car to get it fixed. I don't know who does those jobs. I don't know of anybody around here. I can't even find videos on that on the internet. So as far as the M52, the M50, M54, and so forth, all the 6-cylinder engines, if you have a blown head gasket, a cracked head, pulled head bolt studs, that's a very common problem. Most shops, for a base rate, I would think $70 an hour, on up to $200 an hour. It just depends on if you're taking to a dealership. The problem is, guys, most of these shops, they just want to switch the engine with another used one. My findings are on that, you can't really do that. You're going to pay the shop thousands of dollars to switch that, and what you're going to end up with is an engine you don't know anything about. It doesn't matter that it ran and drove fine in the car they took it out of. A lot of the problems, they've been overheated before. The problems will not turn up until down the road, a couple days, a few weeks, or a few months later, and then you're in the same spot again. Then you pay the shop this much money to do this engine work. The engine isn't good. They did shoddy work on it. Your car still doesn't work, and then you're looking to have to sell it for nothing. All these cars that I buy are on Craigslist that have that problem are $1,000 and under, even for nice 530s and 330s. And, when I do those jobs, it takes me a few days. I have other stuff I'm doing at the same time, so I can't dedicate all day to that. If the cylinder head's cracked, that's another $400 you haven't figured in. If I charge you $500 to do the work and you buy the parts, that's a hell of a lot of work, man. A shop's not going to do that. A shop's not going to know how to do it, first of all. Most shops, when they set up the timing on it, they're not going to do it right. You're going to have a check engine light. If you live in an area that you have to smog or have any kind of emissions at all, it's not going to pass that. And worse than that are you guys that own the X5s, that own the 540s, the 740s, especially you guys that have the newer E65, E66 chassis cars, that have the N62 or the older M52. On those cars, the older ones have timing chain guide problems. If you buy one of those that's making noise on a cold start, if you don't own the tools to do, you don't have no idea how to do it. I don't know how you fix that, man. There's basically no shop that I know of that's going to fix it. I had a guy call me today, a secondary shop wanted $7,000 to fix it. I told him, I said, well, your car's worth $55,000 to $6,000 for an X5. You could pay him $1,000 over what the car's worth to put a motor in from some other unknown car. You guys know how the timing chain guides are on those. If you do that, you're sure as hell going to need guides in those, or you're going to have valley pan leaking or some kind of dramatic situation. And for you N62 guys, E66, E65, there's a whole list of stuff that has that, E70. For you guys, you had the valve seal problems. You have some other stuff that doesn't cost a lot of money to fix if you do it yourself. if you hire a shop to do it, they're just going to rob you blind. I don't know what the going rate is for valve seals on those anymore. Most of the time, it's not even the problem. It's a CCV valve problem. And if you don't own one of those models, you do get by, engine-wise, everything's good to go. And you start having a little bit of a transmission problem. I pity all you guys that own these cars. They're not difficult cars to work on. A lot of times they need a fluid change, they need a fluid top off, they need a solenoid in the transmission. And any shop's going to charge you thousands of dollars for a new transmission or a used transmission that may not be any better than what you had before. The worst part about the whole situation is the BMW. It's not just BMW, it's anything. A lot of you guys have a small family. Maybe you're trying to go to college. You're trying to buy a car that's going to be reliable. That's very difficult to do unless you're buying something new. Anything used, I don't care if it's a Honda Civic or what it is, it could have any kind of problem at all, and it's going to cost you out the ass to get it fixed. Basically what I'm saying, guys, is knowledge is king. The more knowledge you have about any car that you own, or anything at all, the better off you're going to be in life. You're not going to have all the surprise bills. If you do have a surprise situation pop up, it's going to be pennies compared to what a shop would charge you to fix it. At any rate, a lot of you guys watch the videos all the time. I greatly appreciate that. As we're rounding the corner on 800 subscribers, I could not be more happy. I thank all you guys again for watching the videos every day. And as always, I'm always happy to answer you guys' questions. Leave a comment below. Go to my Facebook page. You can also look me up, as you know, on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, Nathan's DIY Garage. That's on my social media. As a lot of you may know too, Twitter I don't use a whole lot. I usually mainly use Instagram and Facebook. Anyhow, guys, that's all for today's video. A little bit of a rant. Maybe this will give you guys a little bit of guidance on getting your car fixed. And that's all. Thank you very much.